We use them literally every single day, but they're still kind of mysterious, right? So in this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain on that magic in your pocket and show you exactly how batteries work. So the whole magic of a battery really starts with this powerful idea. Just imagine for a second you had a superpower, that you could literally keep sunlight in your pocket. In a way, that's what a battery is. It's a way to hold on to energy and use it whenever and wherever you want.
Okay, and this is the real secret to the magic. A battery isn't like a tiny bucket full of electricity. Nope. It's more like a tiny chemical power plant, storing all that energy as chemistry, just waiting for you to flip the switch.
All right, so to really get this magic trick, we're going to break it down into 5 parts. We'll start with the magic of batteries, then we'll peek inside the energy box. After that, we'll look at the flow of power, see how batteries fit into your life, and finally, we'll answer the big one: why batteries aren't forever.
All right, let's dive right in. Section 1, the magic of batteries. We're talking about that incredible transformation, turning chemistry into pure electricity. So what is a battery officially? Well, it's a device that does two things. It stores energy as chemistry, and then it converts that into electrical energy on demand. And that on-demand part, that's everything. It's a powerhouse that waits patiently for you to tell it when to work.
Okay, so we know what a battery is, but now let's crack one open and see what's inside. This brings us to section 2, inside the energy box, where we're going to meet the key players. So it doesn't matter if it's the tiny battery in your watch or the huge one in an electric car. They all have these 3 main parts. You've got the anode, that's the negative side. Then there's the cathode, the positive side. And right in the middle, you have the electrolyte, which is this special stuff that acts like a gatekeep.
Now, to make sense of how these parts work together, think of it like this. The anode, the negative side, is like a room that's just jam-packed with super energetic kids who are desperate to get out and play. And the cathode, the positive side, is like a calm, quiet room that's just waiting for them to arrive. And these energetic kids, well, those are the electrons, the little particles that are the heart of electricity. And the electrolyte we mentioned, that's the hallway between the two rooms. But here's the trick. The hallway lets other things pass through, but it blocks the electrons. They can't take a shortcut. They're forced to go the long way around. And that idea of the long way around brings us perfectly to our next section, the flow of power. We're about to see how making those electrons take the scenic route is exactly what powers our world. This is all about discharging and charging. So, the moment you flick a switch or turn on your phone, you're basically opening the doors. All those crowded electrons in the anode finally have a path. They rush out through the wires of your device, that's the long way around, racing to get to the quiet cathode. And that powerful, organized rush of electrons, that is electricity. And charging, well, it's pretty much that whole process just in reverse. When you plug in your phone, the charger acts like a coach, using energy to push all those electrons off the comfy cathode and force them all the way back into the crowded anode. The room is refilled, the chemistry is reset, and the battery is ready to go again. Okay, that's the theory. Let's bring this back to the real world in section 4, batteries in your life. Because these little chemical engines, man, they are absolutely everywhere. See, different jobs need different kinds of batteries. You've got your lithium-ion ones in your phone and laptop. Their superpower is being lightweight and packing a ton of energy. Then there's the old-school lead-acid battery in your car. It's heavy, but its superpower is giving that huge burst of power to start the engine. And then you have the massive EV battery packs, built for just enormous capacity and durability. And just to really hammer home the scale difference here, take a look at this. If your phone battery is a small puddle of energy, and your car battery is maybe a bathtub, an EV battery, that's a whole swimming pool. The amount of power stored in an electric car is just on a completely different level. But as we all know from our phones, this magic isn't permanent, right? Which brings us to our last section, section 5, why batteries aren't forever, where we have to talk about the limits of this incredible magic. Okay, let's tackle a big one we've all felt. You're scrolling on your phone, maybe watching a video, and it starts getting warm. What's up with that? Why do batteries get hot? It's actually super simple. That battery is just working really, really hard. Think about it. When you go for a run, your body heats up. It's the same thing here. All those fast-moving electrons and chemical reactions generate heat. It's a totally normal byproduct of the magic happening inside. And that brings us to the sad question. If we can just keep pushing these electrons back and forth, why can't we do it forever? Why do they eventually just die?
Well, the truth is, the process just isn't 100% perfect. Think of it like a pair of running shoes. The first run is great, but after hundreds of runs, the soles start to wear down. It's the same with the battery. Every single time you charge and discharge it, the anode and cathode degrade just a tiny, tiny bit. And over time, that wear and tear adds up until it just can't hold a charge anymore.
You know, thinking about how they wear out really makes you stop and appreciate them. Seriously, just for a second, try to imagine a world with no batteries, no phones, no laptops, no remote controls or flashlights, no easy way to start your car. Our entire modern life would pretty much grind to a halt.
And really, that's the big takeaway here. We almost never think about them, but they are truly the quiet, invisible engines that power our world.
So that leaves us with just one last thought to chew on. These magic boxes have already changed everything. The only real question is, what's the next incredible thing we're going to power with them?